Here in the pits at the Wiener Neustadt Club at the EFRA 1/10th European Championships for touring cars and F1 cars. So in the lunch break on the Friday, going to try and find a few quick drivers to have a chat with. Let's see what we can do over here. I think we've got Max, who's currently quickest in stock. Let's have a bit of a chat with him, see how things are going. So Max, hello.
Hey, how are you?
Yeah, very good, thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, super good at the moment.
Good, good. So you had a couple of round wins so far in qualifying, so quite happy with that?
Yeah, I mean, qualification 1 and 2 was super good for me, 2 TQs. In the second qualification, I struggled a bit with the heavy wind on the track, so I spun without any reason onto the back straight, but yeah. In qualification 3, I messed it up a bit, but it's okay.
Okay, we were saying that actually up in the comm tower, you can really feel the wind out there, and we've noticed this year back in the UK, running these new sort of breed of high downforce body shells, you notice the wind a bit more, don't you?
Yeah, for me it also feels like these shells are a bit more, yeah, you can feel it more than with the shells from the last couple of years, but when there's no wind, it's for sure better, but yeah, we have to manage it.
Yeah, it is the same for everybody, but 2 round wins so far, so you're guaranteed a front row starting spot, so just need to do another couple of good rounds. Hope no one else gets another TQ. I think Olivier can, if he gets if he gets another TQ and beats your time, he's the only person that can take pole off you.
Yeah, I mean, Olli have the chance, but I mean, we are in the same team and we play together, so all is good.
Okay, good. Well, good luck for the rest of qualifying. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, guys. See you.
No problem. So let's see who else we can find about in the pits at the moment. Let's see if we've got any of the quick guys about. There's a few guys having lunch up there. Looking around for some of the Germans. It is the lunch break, so everybody's using this as an opportunity to duck around. Let's see if we can have a bit of a word with Bruno. Actually, ask him how his day's gone, because he's had a bit of a mare so far in qualifying. Let's see how things are going. Bruno, you got time for a chat?
Yeah.
Cool. So had a bit of an issue in qualifying 1, we noticed.
Yeah, I think it was the wind on the first lap. So on the big sweeper, my car lost the rear, and I stayed on the grass for, I don't know, like 7 seconds. So my qualify was done there. But yeah, we're still working on the car to make it a little bit faster. So yeah, everybody's super close until the moment. So yeah, and also it's super windy, so it's kind of every lap you need to be careful with it. But yeah, everything is looking good until now.
Okay, good. We noticed at the start of that last one, obviously you were off last in the heat, so it looked like you waited a little bit before you went off, so you had a gap to work into?
Yeah, sure. I wait a little bit. I have Reddick in front of me, and normally as I start very strong, I was afraid to catch him immediately on the first laps. But yeah, I was able to catch him in 5 laps, but then my car started to drop a little bit, and I was not able to catch him anymore. But yeah, sure, when you can have the space for the other guys, it's better to keep it.
Okay, good. You worried about any chance of rain later, or do you think it's going to stay dry for the rest of qualifying?
I think it will stay dry. I think so. I hope.
Okay. Well, you need one other good score, don't you, to go with your second in round then?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, good. Well, good luck, and we'll hope to see you later. Thank you. Okay, so let's have a look down here. Let's see if we can spot anybody else about. Can see a few of the Brits about. Let's go and have a bit of a chat with Olli. We just talked about rain there. Oh, there's Elliot. Let's have a quick chat with him, see how things are going for him. Elliot, how's things?
Pretty good so far. First one I struggled a little bit. Second one was better, but it was quite close. So 5th in the round, which was good. So hopefully we can see what we can do for the coming rounds.
Okay, you worried about the weather later, or you think it's looking okay? You think there's I mean, we're obviously from the UK, we're well used to driving in the rain if it comes to it.
My wet car yesterday was actually quite good, so weather-wise I don't really mind. Both cars seem to work quite well. You're right, I think it's a bit unpredictable, but we'll see what happens later in the day. Okay,
what about the wind? I mean, we've spoken with Max from the stock class, we've spoken with Bruno, and they're both commented on the wind out there. Do you think that's making much of a difference? Is it affecting you?
It's high. I don't think it's affecting me too much. I mean, we're kind of used to it back from the UK, I guess. Yeah. In some of our airfield locations, etc., having high winds. I guess that helps in terms of being able to cope with it. I think sometimes it does unsettle the car slightly, but I don't think it's too bad for me.
Okay, brilliant. Well, thanks for your time. Good luck, and hopefully catch up with you a bit later on. Let's go and have a quick chat with Olli, see how he's getting on. It's not been going fantastically so far for Olli, but see what his thoughts are. How's things?
Interesting, yeah. Car was very, very good yesterday in the first round of qualifying, and then it started to rain halfway through, which meant they cancelled the round, and it's sort of gone downhill from there. I've been struggling big time with understeer and trying to get away with that. Like, make the car turn without making it too edgy to drive is very difficult on this track at the moment.
Okay, had a few guys comment on the wind out there. Is that affecting you, or are you kind of used to it now?
Definitely not. As a 12-sker driver, and I've not really got used to it at all, and I've never really raced outdoors with wind, and this is sort of the first time, and it's unlike anything else. It's a very different way of driving, and it just catches you out at all the worst points.
Yeah, the cars can be they're different on every lap, especially with some of the high speed stuff like the sweeper. I mean, even someone like Bruno said it caught him out in the sweeper on the first lap of his best run. So you're not alone there. Just seeing on the end of your table, actually, you got a wet car there as well. This might come into play later. Do you want to just talk us through some of the differences or between that and a dry car?
In terms of setup, it's really a few, I run a 2K diff instead of a 4K diff just to get the rotation back. For me, other than that, it's not really a lot. I run a lot softer springs and damping, but other than that, it's all pretty much the same in terms of setup. Electrics are a little bit different. I run a slightly smoother motor with a lot less boost for the, just because there's a lot less grip and traction. But yeah, other than that, it's pretty much the same.
Okay, good. Well, I mean, if any driver's going to be able to prepare a wet car, it will be one from the UK. They're quite well practiced in it. So let's see who else we can spot about that might be worth a chat with. I know can see Alex there, and actually Jan's there as well. So that will be a good opportunity to have a chat with if I can get my way in there. Have a chat with Jan. He's done a couple of good runs in F1 so far. So. Jan, you able to talk or happy to?
Of course, I'm bored as always.
Okay, fair enough. You've had a couple of wins so far couple of round wins so far in Formula.
Yeah, I did. Car worked very well. What can I say?
Yeah, it does look really, really good. It looks pretty stable. Looks like other guys maybe similar pace, but it looks like you're not having to push the car as hard.
Yeah, it's true. What can I say? Again, the car worked very stable. We make a pushy setup to save the rear tires, and yeah, finally I was able to drive 3 batteries with 1 set of tires, so I think we make a huge step now.
Okay, good. I just spotted in your car you've got the new X-Ray gear diff as well fitted to it. Is that something you run all weekend, or have you tried that and the ball diff?
Honestly, it depends, because I'm faster with the gear diff for sure. It worked very, very well, so as you may see, I have it now in the car for the next qualifier.
Okay.
And in the first rounds of qualifier, I used the normal diff to save the rear.
Right, okay, so you've been using the ball differential, you've got some good runs in, so now you can, you're guaranteed a front row starting spot, no one can knock you off the front row, so you're now using it as a chance to experiment and see if you can make the car any quicker.
Exactly, this is my game plan for now.
Okay, good, so that's good to see, so thanks for your time, and see if we can have a quick chat with Alex, if that's okay. You okay to talk, Alex? Let's just get around this side of you so that we can get the camera on you. Obviously you had a round win in Modified.
Yeah, my car was perfect in Q1. I had a bit of a problem in Q2, it was sliding to the left, so I'm trying to figure out the problem now, but the car setup itself is really good, so I'm sure I'll be competitive again later.
Okay, I think we've had a few drivers commented on the wind out there, that it's affecting the cars and it's moving it around. Is that something you've been noticing as well?
Yeah, it's definitely inconsistent from lap to lap, so you need to be cautious when you enter the sweeper, for instance, and it's really hard for everyone, so just trying to keep it on the tarmac.
Okay, good. Well, thanks for your time. Good luck, and hopefully catch up with you a bit later on. So there's a few of the guys. Let's see who else we can see. Ronald's looked quick all weekend. Let's see if we can have a bit of a chat with him. Ronald, you okay to talk to us? Yeah, of course. Okay, so you're looking pretty quick so far. Pretty quick out there so far. Always up at the front end.
I was just cleaning my drive shaft.
Okay. So just cleaning up the drive shaft. Any real changes that you're making to the car?
I will do some more changes. I changed the springs for Q2. It was a little bit better, but I'm still looking for a little bit more. Yeah. comfortable driving.
Okay, well, notice that obviously Bruno started off at the back of that one. So, is that something you're aware of? Sort of how far back Bruno started, and although you were leading on the track, did you sort of know where he was? Had you spotted where he was, and were trying to sort of get a measure on how far around the lap you were compared to him?
I saw him in the middle of the run, but I had no idea actually where we were at the lap times. Okay. So I didn't actually know that I have a bigger gap than I had a bigger gap than expected, because yeah, it's difficult if somebody starts like halfway around the lap somewhere else. It's difficult. But I tried actually to focus on my own driving, because it was very difficult with all the wind. And Victor was behind, pushing a lot, and just tried to not send it off the track.
Yeah, I think a few drivers are saying it's quite difficult out there with the wind that you got. It's making the car quite unstable, particularly in the sweeper, and particularly with these new sort of higher downforce body shells that we're running this year.
I think the wind here is more critical than on almost every track we've been lately. And at the same time, you want to have a smaller wing or the body shell more forward to have enough steering in the side corners, but this makes it quite tricky for the fast sections with the wind. I had 3 laps to go. I almost lost it on the straight because the car got out of shape in the end of the straight, and already hit a curb once yesterday pretty hard, and I just tried not to mess it up. And yeah, it's difficult for everybody, and I think the heat ahead of us had worse condition because nobody was able to do good lap times, and before we went up the driver's stand there was a lot of wind, so I think we had some benefit from compared to the previous heat.
Okay, you worried at all about the threat of rain later, or do you think it's going to stay dry for the rest of the day?
I have no idea. I didn't check the forecast. I go round by round, and I have my rain car ready, so I just see how it goes.
Okay, well, thanks for your time, and hopefully the rest of the day goes well for you. Thank you. Thanks. Okay, seeing if there's anybody about. I think, Victor's over there. Let's see how he's, what his thoughts on the day are. So, you're right, Victor. How's today gone for you so far?
It's not too bad, actually. Second one was actually pretty fast, but I made a mistake in the first lap, hitting the curb after the straight. But I think the pace is getting there.
You look very quick. I mean, Bruno looks very fast at the start of the run, and Ronald looks quite quick towards the end of the run. And you look like you're the same pace all the way through, and you're sort of quite similar at the end of the run, but you're gaining it in a different place to them.
Yeah, exactly. It seems like I catch up in the middle, maybe a little bit to the end compared to some guys, but Alex was also really fast in the last part in the first run. But yeah, it seems stable. Just need to put one more round. Hopefully can get that TQ.
Yeah, I mean, we're hoping it's dry, obviously, and stays dry for you, so for everybody, so they get a chance to have two dry runs and have a good run. But is this the Project 4X Evo that you're running this weekend?
Yes, it's the Evo with we have a little bit updated parts in the rear, but basically it's just a standard Evo car.
Okay, good. So looks like it's going well for you anyway. So car looks quite good, quite planted out on the circuit. So good luck, and hope to catch you later.
Thank you.
No problem. Right, I think that's just about everybody we're likely to catch. I think most of the other guys are off having lunch. So just hearing a call that we've got not that long, a few minutes. So actually, Mark's here. Let's see if we can catch Mark briefly. So just seen him sat there. Mark, how are you?
I'm okay. Not too bad.
Good. How's car gone for you so far?
Yeah, in Q1 the car started really good. Like the first couple of laps were super fast, but then it just dropped too much to the end, so I lost a lot. Then I made one mistake, and I had to let Alex by, and yeah, unfortunately just a force. In the second one it started slower, but then I had, I think, the same pace as Ronald, and but I made a mistake hitting the curb, and I just rolled it. So not the best point so far, but the car got better for the second one.
Okay, good. I mean, the curbs, I've noticed quite a few cars actually, particularly down at the bottom end of the circuit. It doesn't look like you need to take a huge amount of curb for the car to roll over, to traction roll.
Yeah, I think I just slightly hit it, but it didn't even roll in the beginning of the curb, just like almost at the end of the corner. So I just took it a little bit too tight, and it rolled. I mean, the curbs are for sure forgiven, but if you go too much on it, yeah, for sure you're gonna roll.
Okay, good. What about the wind? Is that something that you're noticing? I've had a few people mention it, and it's unsettling the car a bit.
Yeah, it kind of sucks sometimes for sure. I mean, sometimes you just push the car out of the corner. So yeah, the wind affects a lot in driving. But I mean, it's the same for everyone. So we just have to deal with it.
Okay, good. Any new bits on the car this weekend, or is it a fairly standard car for you?
It's a pretty standard car. I mean, just no changes at all. Just setup-wise, but like the car itself is just like a basic car.
Okay, good. Well, thanks for your time, and we'll leave you to it, and we'll get back up into the tower so that we can start commentating on round number 4 at the end of the lunch break. Okay, thank you.